Hello, guys. My name is Mackenzie Banks, and we are going over Alzheimer's disease today. Alzheimer's was named after Dr. Alzheimer. In 1906, he had been, I guess, studying this woman, and after her death, he observed her brain. While she was alive, her symptoms were memory loss, language problems, and unpredictable behavior. After she died and studying her brain, they found abnormal clumps and tangled bundles of fiber. The clumps are now called amyloid plaques, and the bundles of fiber are called neurofibrillary or tau tangles. Abnormal deposits of proteins form the amyloid plaques and the tau tangles through the brain. Once healthy neurons stop functioning and they lose their connection, then they die. Many other complex brain changes are playing a role throughout the Alzheimer's process. The damage initially appears to take place in the hippocampus and the entorhinal cortex, parts of the brains that are essentially, important in forming our memories. As more neurons die, additional parts of the brain are affected and they begin to shrink. So, literally, like a healthy brain to an Alzheimer's brain is significantly bigger because it starts to decompose the actual brain itself. Um, by the final stage of Alzheimer's, the damage is widespread and, of course, the brain is shrunk significantly. It often occurs in individuals 60 and over, but it can happen in younger individuals, specifically 30s to mid 60s. This represents about 10% or less of the actual Alzheimer's population. Most people with Down syndrome develop Alzheimer's. I personally didn't know that. This is because people with Down syndrome have an extra copy of the 21st chromosome, which contains the gene that generates the amyloids. According to the CDC in 2014, there was an estimated 5 million Americans living with Alzheimer's. That number is projected to grow to 14 million by 2060. The primary cause of Alzheimer's is age. Scientists aren't necessarily sure if there are more factors and how many factors per se there are that are involved. They're looking into the risk factors that are associated with diabetes or heart disease, many of those intense, like high factor, high risk situations. How to prevent this? Knowing your family medical history and going to the doctor. There are signs such as memory loss. That is the first thing to go. Memory loss is a prime indicator of Alzheimer's, but memory loss is not always Alzheimer's. There is memory problems such as mild cognitive impairment, and that's very common. It's basically memory loss, but it doesn't affect your daily living. Like, you may struggle to remember what you did last week or last month, but it doesn't affect your ability to go to work every day, remember exactly how to do your job, remember the exact route that you take to work every day. It doesn't affect your money handling skills or any of that. Alzheimer's in itself, however, has 3 stages: mild, moderate, and severe. The mild stage of it is just that it involves memory loss that affects your daily routines. So, money handling, simply going to Target and remembering that you're supposed to pay with your credit card. You can't just walk into the store and take things and then walk out. Or driving to work and getting there and being like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. That's usually when people start getting diagnosed. Moderate comes with damage in crucial areas of the brain, like language, reasoning, sensory processing. They begin to have problems recognizing family members, not really the ability to hold on to new things, new experiences, or cope with new situations. This stage also comes with hallucinations, delusions, paranoia, and impulsivity. A lot of stories of people with Alzheimer's, they're just wandering around the street. This is usually the stage they're at. They're moderate, somewhere between moderate and severe. Severe, however, is the disease itself has now swallowed the brain, and this person is no longer able to function. They are dependent on others, they can't communicate, they are mostly bedridden. And by the end, they're just in bed waiting for the inevitable. Let's see, the treatment plan. There is medicine that it is meant to improve the individual's quality of life. I'm sorry. It slows down the deterioration process. So if they're in the mild, they could stay in the mild for a good minute until they reach moderate or severe. It gives the family, friends, anybody a little bit more time with that person. It controls mood swings and helps maintain present function. So again, keeping them here, not necessarily going back in the memories that are stored that are still there. There is no actual cure, however. Most people are cared for at home by family and friends. It is one of the top 10 leading causes of death within the US. It's the sixth leading cause of death amongst adults, and the fifth leading cause amongst adults over the age of 65. The average annual cost of treatment for an individual with Alzheimer's is somewhere in the lower $100 billion bracket. But according to the CDC, it is projected to grow to anywhere between $3 to $5 billion by 2040. Alzheimer's is also one of the most underdocumented causes of death. So, given that fact, the mortality rate that researchers have right now is not an accurate number. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching.